this week has a historic aspect, not just because it's the 100 years, but because this courthouse has stood the test of time as a place of justice, as a place of law, and it's really about people. You know, the people made this building, crafted this building for the people, and our work as a board and as a committee has been to preserve this building for the people for the next 100 years. And so we're really excited to have architects and historians that are going to help us to more greatly appreciate the value and the beauty of this building. There's also people who work in this building. We have over 400 county employees, we have state employees from our court system, and it's for them also that we dedicate as they are so dedicated. You know, William Steele, a Sioux Cityan, an architect, had a vision. He had 4 daughters and 2 sons at home. He had a livelihood, but he had a vision that was cast before a board of supervisors, and they took a chance. They took a chance with $825,000 tax dollars at that time and came up with something that was radical as far as the design, and yet it was bold and it was beautiful. And so if you look around all of the artistic value, look at these murals around us from John Norton. If you look at the sculpture by Alfonso Iannelli, they were people who had lives and passion that they poured into this building. And there's something else that I've learned to a greater degree, and I think we as a committee and as a board can appreciate to an even greater degree now. This building was built during the background of young men and women who were fighting and sacrificing. And so if you look at this mural back here, you'll see some of the battles that were taking place over there. And Edward Monahan, whose family was 1 mile exactly from this courthouse, he learned that he would not return home from over there. That kind of sacrifice preserves our freedoms today, and we have much that is an homage to those folks who sacrificed. And so we hope that you will appreciate to an even greater degree the beauty of this courthouse, and thank you to all of you who made this such a momentous occasion today. So with that, we are going to read a proclamation that we have passed as a Board of Supervisors, and it says this: the rededication of the 100th anniversary courthouse cornerstone. Whereas the Board of Supervisors in 1915 chose William L. Steele, an architect of unbridled imagination and a protege of Frank Lloyd Wright and Louis Sullivan, to design our Woodbury County Courthouse, and whereas with associate architects George Elmsley and William Purcell, William Steele presented the board with bold and intricate plans for what is now the largest public prairie school building in the United States, the style garnering its name from the long horizontal framing and arrowhead motifs paying homage to the horizons of Midwestern prairies. And
whereas the Board of Supervisors, including Henry Metz, E.C. Copeland, Robert J. Anderson, Edward Craddock, and John F. Lord, unanimously approved the plans, and in 1916 began construction of the $850,000 courthouse, which utilized local union workers and Roman-style brick from Sioux City Brick and Tile, and was completed in 1918. And whereas the board in December 30th, 1918, adopted a resolution that stated after, quote, the courthouse has been completed and occupied with comfort and satisfaction for some months, end quote, the supervisors extend sincere thanks and appreciation to William Steele and noted the work was, quote, efficiently supervised and is of an exceedingly high grade, and the county has received full value dollar for dollar for the money invested, end quote, and that today, expert assessments place the current value up to $100 million. And
whereas sculptor Alfonso Iannelli created masterpieces to adorn the courthouse, including the mighty Spirit of the Law, the family unit upon which civil society is built, and a great eagle stretching westward towards the future of America. And whereas the murals of John W. Norton sit under the beauty of the rotunda's elaborate dome and represent the compassion of justice, the American work ethic, a community's dream of progress, and the exemplary sacrifice of men and women for the defense of liberty and the protection of freedom during World War I. And
whereas the building, originally a subject of public controversy and skepticism, has been on the National Register of Historic Places since 1973, has been a National Historic Landmark since 1996, has been named one of 200 key buildings in the United States by Whitney School of Design in New York City, and today is recognized as a remarkable work of craftsmanship. And whereas the courthouse has, to this day, and we hope for many generations to come, provided essential services and countless noble endeavors for the public good, with restorative efforts pledged to preserve our past while recommitting our promise to future generations. And whereas the greatest value of the courthouse is commitment to excellence, service, justice, and civil society that the people who labor and serve here represent to Woodbury County.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors of Woodbury County, Iowa, the rededication of the time capsule we have withdrawn and will now replace within the cornerstone of this great courthouse, which reminds us to honor truths and traditions needed for the next 100 years. And thus pause for a moment of hallowed reflection with deep appreciation for those who came before us, who crafted such a building in a spirit of excellence for us to preserve for future generations.
Be it so resolved this day.